How you guys doing? This is LBThaRealist once again with the Realistic Studios. I have a interesting story for you guys. Not super interesting, but pretty interesting. Not super important, but kind of important in how you think about it. If you want to relate it to um, evolution and the manner in which we study animals and evolution. So scientists discovered a giant 400 million year old worm. It's an extinct marine worm, 3 feet in length. The species is called Webstreoprionarmstrongi. They get that name from two different individuals. The first individual being Alex Webster, who is a bass player for the death metal band Cannibal Corpse, if you know that band. Basically, they say that they gave it that name because he's a giant on the bass. So, it's a giant worm. So, there you have it. And then Derek K. Armstrong, a member of the Ontario Geological Survey, who was the person who first took the fossilized jaw samples of the worm that they discovered from the museum in Canada, Canada's Royal Ontario Museum. So that's where they get the name from. That's pretty interesting. It lived about 400 million years ago, and is believed to be the Earth's oldest bobbit worm. And a bobbit worm is a giant marine worm that it can be as long as 10 feet, they said. It buries itself in the sands below the ocean floor, and it waits until like fish and octopi come out, and then it launches a portion of its body out and catches the fish and octopi. The name Bobbit, I guess, comes from Lorena Bobbit, which is a U.S. woman who cut off her husband's penis with a knife back in 1993. The worm's massive jaws resemble scissors, like the scissors she used to cut off the penis, and the exposed portion of the body of the worm that launches to catch the fish and octopi, that resembles a penis. So that's where they get the bobbit worms. The bobbit worms, they get it from Lorena Bobbit. Let's see. The newly discovered species was found thanks to several ancient jaw fossils excavated near the town of Moosonee, Canada, back in 1994. They had been sitting in Canada's Royal Ontario Museum for years until Derek K. Armstrong came and took the fossils out and studied them and realized that it was a giant worm. So apparently they've been finding species of worms that are supposed to be extinct, or they've been finding fossils of extinct worms for a while now, for months now. Recently, they just found one called the Xenoturbello churro, which is named after the churro. Because it looks like a churro. It's about 4 inches. It eats mollusks. And the reason why this is really, I guess, kind of important is because they're using these species, newly found species of worms, to study animal evolution. They're missing pieces because they're related to the bilateria species, which are basically species with bilateral symmetry. So, it's like I said, it's important, but it's not important. I just thought it was kind of an interesting story that they keep finding new species of things that were, or animals and species that were supposed to be extinct years ago. You know, these were just fossils, but they still find species that are alive. Supposed to be extinct years ago. I think they just found a new species, or a new kind of not a new kind of, but an old species of catfish that had supposedly been extinct for years. So the ocean is crazy. They say we know more about space than we know about our oceans, and our ocean is right here on Earth. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand the people that tell me that they can't believe a certain thing. You know, they can't believe in UFOs or aliens or whatever. They can't believe that there's a Loch Ness monster. They can't believe that there's something like a big ass monster that lives in our oceans or lakes or whatever. Why not? Why not? When we're still finding stuff that was supposed to be extinct, we're still finding fossils, of real monsters that existed on Earth before. So if they've existed on Earth before, they can exist on Earth again today. I mean, of course, not all species because of oxygen levels, and you know, the bugs and the species back in the day were bigger because of oxygen levels being higher. And I understand that, but I'm just saying, the point of what I'm saying is, it's not impossible. It's not impossible for you to find a species out there that we thought was extinct, you know, and then we find out it's not anymore. So, interesting story for you guys. Until next time, I'm out.